Hello and welcome to CricAdda Live. Salil, Bhavik, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Manic
Paras
Monday,
and Nik-
yeah.
I'm saying Paras and Nikhil are still in coma of the shock that they suffered yesterday from India's defeat.
Oh, yeah.
So, starting with the intelligent one first, Salil, what do you have to say about today's game? How do you think these two teams are lined up?
Well, it's. I think from an England perspective, this is going to test them because they are batting first. They have nothing
Yeah,
to lose, nothing to look back on. They've won 25 matches on the trot, so I don't think England would be that scared because they know where they are going. To I
right.
think this is a very Sri Lanka for them to prove something because the last game that they lost. I think they just missed out on 20 runs up top because of their batsmen getting out because of those freak runouts. So I think extremely important game for them to show that they're able to make a difference. They're able to give a fight to one of the top four teams in the competition. And I think
Absolutely.
that's where they'll try to pick it up. So now they might have a chance to take this to the last ball. And I hope they don't need 70 of the last ball. But quite honestly, I think if they're able to restrict England, but it looks very difficult. The ground is Sharjah, and I think the English batsmen, half of them, we can score sixes blindfolded. So you know what
Well
what
said.
they come with. They come with the big gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Bhavik, welcome to the show. Bhavik, I want to ask you about this England, lineup. If we can have a look at it, what do you have to say about this lineup? They're all match winners, like how Salil said, rightly mentioned that anyone can hit a six blindfolded. They can bat up till Chris Jordan. So, do you think that we could probably see a Moeen Ali or a David Milan playing a more crucial role than usually they do in a chase for England?
Well, definitely answering back to the, sort of the least intelligent person amongst the three. So going on. See, this is a power pack lineup. I mean, Jason Roy, Jaws Butler, Johnny Bairstow,
Yeah,
all the three guys. They will go for their shots. I mean, irrespective of the
right.
fact that it has been a square turner at Sharjah, the new ball is also turning there. But irrespective of the fact, these guys will definitely go for their shots. Meanwhile, David Malan, who has not been in the thick of the runs, again considering the fact that they haven't sort of chased mammoth totals, but he would definitely sort of look to make the most of it today.
And Salil, if we
Well,
can
I
have a
think
look at
also
the Sri
to add
Lankan
to
lineup. Sorry,
okay,
please go on.
all
Yes,
right.
yes, yes. Sorry.
I was thinking just one thing to add to what Bhavik said about England, and we'll get back to that. I think, yeah, Sri Lanka is going unchanged. You see their top order
Correct.
that looks really, really strong. And, good running between the wickets and good, just applying themselves is going to help them, tackle the England team much, much better. I think from a bowling
Right.
perspective, they've got T20I's second best bowler. Hasaranga, who's I think three short of 50 wickets, and he'll be the fastest one to get there if he gets three wickets today.
Oh,
You have
Right.
you have Chamira, Thiksana, Lahiru Kumara is clearly one guy who can really get wickets on this turning track. So I think they look good now. I mean they're getting better with time,
Right.
and what they have for England today.
Absolutely, Salil. And you were making a point about the English team. I would want to know what you were going to say.
Yeah, I mean to add to what Bhavik said, I think using David Malan or Moeen Ali up top, but they've already got a good frozen, batting lineup. If they can
correct.
come and play anytime, but I think from a first innings perspective, if they're going to play bigger sides like or in Australia or you can say New Zealand, sides are expecting now to make it to the semis, they might want to pace their 6 overs or 10 overs, and they might want to play it in sessions rather than just going out and playing blindly because it can put you in a soup. So there, I think if
Right.
they lose a quick two wickets, sending a Malan up front, because I don't know if the first wicket of either Butler or Roy falls in the first 7 or 8 overs. Bringing David Malan, who's not the six hitter, I don't think that's the best idea. So either he opens the innings and they go all guns blazing from one end, or they might want to mix up a little bit of Moeen Ali instead of David Malan. That's what I was thinking.
Good point. Great point. Great point, Salil. And we have to make some predictions now. It's prediction time. We'll come to the fun part of this show. Hopefully, some bold
Absolutely.
predictions by our other two experts. So the first one, I'll go with Jason Roy not to score a 50. I'll say
Okay.
he won't score a 50 because although the
First bold
ground is
prediction
small,
after
the
7 to 8
ground is
years. Yeah.
yes, the ground is very small, and just that they've got the two mystery spinners in them. So I really feel that Jason Roy could struggle against Hasaranga. The second one would be
Mhm.
obviously the pick of the bowlers for Sri Lanka should be Hasaranga, because I think you both would agree with me that he's been the mainstay of Sri Lankan
100%.
bowling. Yes. And
Absolutely.
finally, sixes to be hit over four. That is a very given. I think if this doesn't
Four.
happen, it is going to be the most
Really?
I think
horrible
that
Four.
prediction.
blindfolded
That's the
sixes are
question that I
more
was
than
given.
four. Then
I
no
mean,
Yeah,
reason.
it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
exactly. The question that I was given was
Uh,
England to hit four sixes over or under. That's like a no-brainer. Obviously, four over four because the ground is so small, and I'm sure Salil Bhavik, you all would agree that even missed times can go out of the ground in Sharjah. So
and the
moving on,
power pack
Salil.
batting that they have, of course.
Well said.
You're
Well
you're
said. Yes,
on course of
absolutely.
getting all three right, Yash. Let me go with mine.
Almost.
I think first
That's how he
prediction with the
has that
bat.
record.
Yeah. Josh.
So Joss Butler is going to score more than 25 runs, it or get a wicket via catch and not by bowled or LBW. I think the first
Right.
team prediction would be score in the power play for England will be more than 40. I
Yes.
definitely it's going to go over purely because England they're not going to keep quiet, and I think that is a no-brainer for me. That's
Right.
like
Right. Right.
a safe
I
bet,
agree. I
I should
agree.
say. That's my one green, I think. I have my one green there,
A
I think. So
confirmed green.
Confirmed green.
confirmed
Yes.
green. All right,
So,
Bhavik, let's go to you.
yeah, so my first prediction is David Malan would be England's top batter. Interestingly, England have not changed their lineup in the, they have not made major changes to their lineup, but they have, sort of hampered their, sort of positions of the batsmen. We sometime, we had Johnny Bairstow coming up at three, we had Malan coming up at three in a certain sort of match. But then again,
Right.
Mhm.
today while England are batting first, I would really sort of want to see him bat up the order. A wicket, an early wicket would sort of be ideal for Malan to score more runs.
Right. Right. Right.
Mhm.
Right. Makes sense.
So my second
Next one.
prediction here, is Lahiru Kumara to take two wickets. I would say yes.
Good one.
Definitely, he has the speed, and this is not a pitch, which would sort of slower down the skiddy deliveries. This is not that sort of a pitch. We can see spin here, but there is also some extract for the seamers as well. A person bowling 150 would also get that sort of help. So yes,
Makes sense.
Lahiru Kumara
Mhm.
can sort of take one wicket up front, while if he's sort of getting that Yorkers on point, he might get a wicket at the end at the death as well.
Right. Yes.
While
Good
my
point.
third
Good point.
prediction today is England to not lose a wicket in the first over, because of
No
course,
Let's say
brainer.
no.
no, again a
No
no-brainer, again
brainer.
a no-brainer,
Yes.
but
Yeah, yeah.
with the kind of form,
But you can, yeah,
but yeah, you
absolutely.
also sort of never know with Jason Roy's swashbuckling stroke play. You might even see a wicket, but then again, I would still stick with no.
We could safely say that a
Fair enough.
Hasaranga bowling the ball, Jason Roy hitting it and getting caught by
Getting that
a
caught.
fielder.
So all
So everyone's one greens will happen. So let's just hope that happens. Now, moving forward in the show, I just want to know, Bhavik, firstly asking you, you spoke of David Malan and we've been talking of everyone, but we've not spoken of Owen Morgan. And he's
correct,
not been tested. Throughout the IPL, he was a very average sort of a batsman in the
correct.
brilliant KKR team and a great captain, though a great captain, but as a batsman he was very out, not really on top. So do you think that it's time that he too takes his chances and comes up the order and tries to just get a hang of it and not leave himself to the open in the semi-finals or the finals where he'll actually be under a lot of pressure?
See, this sort of a question always arises if you are a captain, and if you are a captain and if you are not performing, there's always these doubts. But, interestingly, Ian Morgan has always, sort of, he hasn't shied away from the fact that, okay, I'm not scoring the runs, but tactically I'm winning you the games. So,
Right.
yes, this is a spot of a bother for, both England and Ian Morgan. But then again, I do not see, that top five of England in a bit of hamper, I would still have Earl Morgan as my finisher, or maybe two quick wickets in the power play. Maybe get Earl Morgan in a couple of boundaries might sort of boost his confidence, and there you go. He might be in the runs.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Now, Salil, moving on, we spoke of Owen Morgan's bad form. We have to talk about, the other Sri Lankan bowlers. We've been talking highly about Hasaranga and how consistent he's been. We've spoken about Kumara as well. But what about Chamira? What
Shamira,
about Thiksana?
thanks.
When will they rise up to the occasion? Because they too, their 4 and 4 8 overs are really crucial. And if they end up giving
Yeah.
away 45, 50 runs, I think that's where they lose the matches. So, what's your take on that?
Well, I think that's been their problem, right? They've got just one or two
Yes.
bowlers who really come up to the occasion, while the others do not perform. So I think this kind of platform would be the best one for them, purely because they know that they can go back and chase, and this is their best chance to. They've not set a small total like their batsmen generally do. So the
Yeah.
bowlers also have a free hand. They also start from a scratch. So this is the time where they need to extract that all that hard work that they've done in the net, apply themselves. I'm sure they've seen a lot of videos of how you get
Correct.
the top three, top four out,
Maybe.
and stick to that. So I think that's the thing that'll make a difference. And only when that happens would England be tested. So I mean, somehow I know that England's a stronger side here, but we are just waiting to see when will England crack. And this is something that we discussed in our show when England last
Right.
played Australia. And
Right.
let's hope Sri Lanka is able to get those first three wickets in 8 overs. And then let's see
Absolutely.
where how much England can post, because then it'll give the other teams an idea, and England will also have a little bit of a doubt, on the
Reality
kind
check.
of wave that they are
Reality
riding,
check.
and a
Yeah.
reality check. Yeah, but the reality is also that they've won 25 matches on the trot, so that's no joke. That can't be a
Yes.
Big,
fluke
big
either.
number. Big
You
number.
know? A
Yes.
lot of things,
So
a lot of things from this perspective moving here and there. But I just wish that Sri Lanka can make a match of this. It'll be fun for all of us to watch on a boring
absolutely,
Monday
Salim.
after India
Yeah.
must have lost.
Correct.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
would,
Actually,
I would,
after
I
this
would
India.
really double Salil. Yeah, I would really
Yeah.
double him.
So absolutely. Now moving forward, Salil. Final question. Do you think who do you predict to be the winner for today's game? Is it going to be Sri Lanka or and just to remind all the viewers as well, England have lost the toss and they are batting first here. So that's going to be the tough
Exactly.
part because in the whole of the tournament only twice has a batting team first won the game in the end. So and you said England have 125 on the trot. So who is your pick for today after this particular stat that I've given you?
Well, I think I want to go with Sri Lanka today, although I might be just 1% right. But let
Hmm.
me support one of the subcontinent teams. It's giving that thing in my heart to say that we need to beat these Sena country teams.
Yes,
So
yes.
I'm going with Sri Lanka. I'm going with Sri
Let's
Lanka
go.
purely on gut. Purely on
Great,
gut.
great, great one. Bhavik, do you concur or do you think that it's going to be England?
No, I would, sort of stick with Salil because the group table,
Great
if you
prediction.
see that, if Sri Lanka wins today, it'll be open for, a certain Australia
Yeah.
as well. It just won't be open. It would be a breather for a couple of more teams, even for Sri Lanka to that,
Yes.
instance. So yes, Sri Lanka for me as well. I mean, even I would want them
Let's
to,
go.
sort of have a thumping win, not just a win, but a thumping win. Getting England, all out,
Fantastic.
or maybe restricting them to 140, 130 and chasing it then.
Fantastic.
Lovely.
Great
That'll be great.
predictions. I'm really, really happy with these because we always have been predicting the safer bet. We've gone for the teams that have always been the
Yeah.
favorites. But here, the two experts have gone with something really bold and irrelevant of what the prediction result says. After
Correct.
the first innings, this particular result is really important. So, thank you, all
Yeah.
our viewers. We are on social media as well, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Please follow us on Sports Adda for getting more updates and live action coming up. Thank you. This was CricAdda Live. I'll see you in the mid match show.
Thank you, Yash.